What is up, everyone? Today we're going to be installing the 12 bar from angrystunts.com. I'm going to be installing this bar two different ways. One is if you were just going to take the stock well tail off the Honda Grom. The second type is going to be with this type of Fender Eliminator on there, so you can keep your license plate and your turn signals and all that jazz. Oh, this is for the 2017 through 2020 year model, but Eric fabricates for all the year models, so definitely give the guy a holler. Super sweet guy. His name's Eric Butter. If you've never had good experience with customer service, you're not going to be let down with this guy. So anything you order off this site, you're going to be dealing directly with the owner. So that's the cool part about it. So let's get to it, guys. So at the moment, we're just going to go ahead and install the titanium block to the back of the bar. I hope you can see that. So that just sits right here like this. So when you're 12 o'clock in your bike, it scrapes right here. It shoots those cool sparks you see all the time, instead of shredding your 12 bar that you paid so much money for. So for this job, we're just gonna need a 5mm hex key. Super simple. And, oh, sorry. With the kit, Eric over there at Angry Stuntz went ahead and threw in some nuts for the titanium side. It's awesome that this stuff comes with the hardware. I was a little worried about that, but it all comes with the hardware. He sent everything you need. Also, oh, another thing I wanted to mention. So this was ordered Monday and it is currently Thursday. So that was a 4-day turnaround for this quality of a 12 bar. You're not gonna find that with any other company, I guarantee you. Without further ado, I'm gonna see if I can't turn this to where you guys can kind of see what's going on. All right, you guys should be able to see that. Start counterclockwise a little bit and then start rocking around. That way you don't eat your threads alive. Simple as that. Now you have a titanium slider. Since we have our titanium already installed, we're going to go ahead and move on to the Delrin sliders, the Delrin pucks, whatever you want to call them. Let me set you guys down for a second. So you got your two pucks. Deep in this bag you'll see, oh, he also included a set screw. So, and before I get to it, right here, see a little hole? So that little hole is where that set screw is going to go after you jam that puck off in there. So we'll go ahead and start doing that right now. I'm sure this works better if you have like a little mallet. Let me go grab a little mallet or something to smack it with. Alright, so I'm back. I'm just going to take my old mallet I found. That's in there. That's not going nowhere. Take your other side, jam her in there and get her started. As you can see, that is all the way in there on both sides. So now you're going to take your set screw and you're going to stick it right there in that little hole. All this stuff is included in the bags that Eric sends with the 12 bar kit. And you just crank that boy off in there. This is a lot easier if you just turn your bar upside down. So, first time for everything, you guys are learning with me here. If I can do it, you guys can for sure do it. The thing is a beauty. I do think I'm gonna wait and put the grip on after I put it on the bike. That way I can get the actual where I want the grip instead of just trying to eyeball it. But he includes all the grip you need. Fat sheets go on the actual pegs. Small sheet so you can cut it out and fit this right here. Fit the stand spot. The next part of the video will be tomorrow when I'm actually putting it on the bike. So first step is remove your seat, which is located right here on the side of the bike. Once you have your seat off, you're going to be looking at these 4 bolts and nuts right here. So this one, this one, this one, and right behind these wires there's another one. Those 4 right there. I also wanted to mention that when I got the bike, it had this Fender Eliminator on there, which looks like this. And to remove this particular Fender Eliminator, I'm going to use a 1/2 inch socket, deep socket, just 3" or 3/8 drive, just whack them out. Worth mentioning is I almost did it on this side right here. You see right there, so that's your tubing to your frame. If you crank that off of that and it drops down in that tubing, you're gonna have to tip your bike all the way up on 12 o'clock it to drop that back down in there. So what I like to do is I like to grab my socket, and as I'm cranking it off, if I can get back there on that one, there it is. As I'm cranking it off, I'll make sure I push down on the socket so it actually holds the nut on there. So when it does come off, I can kind of just take my hand and run it up the side. It works. And you can see I've removed all the nuts off the 4 spots. Now you're gonna want to come over here. It's probably better if I come at a different angle. If you follow your brake light, not your brake light, your tag light, your turn signal wires, if you follow them back, there's a little clip right here. Pop them out of that little clip. Try not to break your clip. Follow this all the way down until you come across this loom right here. You pull that back and it'll, let me see if I can get this with one hand. Push down, spread them. Okay, so I couldn't get it with one hand, but that's what you're going to be looking at. So that's all your lights back here on your tag. Go ahead and follow that back, pull all this back. Don't break nothing. Anyways, I'll cut to when that's pulled out, but essentially what you're going to do is, you see that hole right there? You're going to have to like pull these off of the connections, and you're going to have to pinch that like so and feed it through that hole so you can keep your rubber boots. Super important. Okay, so the hardware you get when you order from Angry Stuntz is 3/8 by 16. The bolts are. I'm not sure how long these are. But if you look here, as I try to feed it in here, if I can find it, it's just barely too small. What I suggest is if you have a metal ream bit, just ream it out, just barely. What I'm gonna do, and I don't suggest this, so this is just what I'm gonna do because I don't have a metal ream bit. So I'm gonna take a Dremel and I'm just gonna stick it right in the middle of that, and I'm just gonna, right around the sides. Do at your own risk. Okay, so I've dremeled out these holes. Didn't Dremel, I just kind of, reamed them out, broadened them. So now these are fitting through. That's what we're looking for. I'm gonna go with this install because I want to do an install with the Fender Eliminator. Look how good that looks. Part, take it all back apart, throw the Fender Eliminator back on with it, and I'll show you guys that process now. Alright, for you guys that have stuck around for the bonus section of this video, this is where we're going to install Angry Stuntz 12 bar with the Fender Eliminator. So actually how you do this, the link to this Fender Eliminator is also in the description, by the way. It's a Kimimoto. So this piece right here, if you have this Fender Eliminator, it sits up under here like so. So basically what you're gonna do is just delete this piece. Forget about it. See, the trick is what you're gonna wanna do is line up your 12 bar You're gonna feed this through. I bet you guys are already getting where I'm coming from. And that leaves just enough room to Loctite those and screw that in or nut it down. And then we're gonna use, I'll show you how to do the next part here after I get this part installed. Alright, something I think is essential if you're going to be doing this type of mod, with going off of what Eric sent you with the kit, you're going to need some 3/8 by 16 by 1.5 inch hex bolts. So that's going to be identical to what he sent you in the pack, but longer. So you can go through, it kind of compensates for losing a little bit of that fender elimination. so you don't have as much bolt sticking through through the pack he sends you. This is just kind of compensates for that. So now I'm gonna go back, take the back ones off, Loctite them, put them back on, and then tighten everything down. All right, and the last thing to do is throw some stickers up on here, some Angry Stuntz stickers, and you start ripping. I mean, that's it. Thank you guys for watching. Go ahead and comment what you think my next mod should be. And go ahead and like and subscribe. YouTube seems to really like that. It helps grow the channel and keeps me motivated to keep going. Love you guys.